recording? Okay. So back to what we was going into before while we was up there. About the whole situation that happened, the incident that happened in Manchester. And you had an incident that happened in Waterloo Station as well. So there's a lot of these sort of cyber attacks happening time in, time out. And it's all gonna lead to the stage where they want to set, and the sort of stage they want to set. They want to set up an environment of fear, an environment of civil disobedience, and that's what they want to do. But guess what? Their plans are gonna come to a fruition, because that sort of plan is in the Bible to happen. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue where we left off at before. Right, so I mean, I'm not even finished with this yet. I thought I was finished, but I wasn't. So it says, oh yeah, go on. Jeremiah 30, verse 4. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Right, go on. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman with travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Right, and what that goes into is the environment, or the people in the environment, in terms of that fear. Because what you're going to have is everything's going to escalate. You're going to have one cyber attack, and then another cyber attack, and then it's going to lead to the major cyber attack, which is going to cover the collapse. And when a collapse actually comes, there's going to be a lot of wailing on the street, a lot of mourning. Okay, and it's going to be fear on the street at a higher level. And you know what fear is transformed into hate. So when there's fear and there's hatred on the street, or the vibration of that, what you're going to have? All sorts of civil disobedience. That's what's going to come out of that. So, read that verse one more time, that same verse. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Right. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Yeah, I'm going to look at that word paleness. What verse is that, brother? Jeremiah 30, verse 6. What's going on with this phone? And I really struggle. You know though, brother, he's from the fact. Anyway, this is Jeremiah 30, verse okay, yeah, 6. Man, this is
Rabbit. Rabbit.
Yeah, I got it. Just gotta go into interlining. Right here. Yarbrough part 1. It means mildew, paleness, lividness, mildew, rust, paleness of persons from fright, or the plant from drought, greenish or yellow. So it's talking about fright, to be fretting or frightened, basically. As lividness, mildew or rust. So to speak. I mean, when you can
starts is talking about how the people are going to be frightened in that day and time. Okay, because the thing with the blue letter, sometimes the blue letter goes off, but you gotta basically pick the bones within the meat, so to speak. But what it's going into is how people are gonna be scared and frightened when the real ball gets dropped. So read what you got. I tell you what, since you're getting now, I'm gonna read this article. Okay, go on.
Psalms 55 verse 4, my heart is sore pained within me, and the terrors of death are fallen upon me.
You're going.
Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me,
Right,
and
so it's
horror have overwhelmed me.
Right, so it says terribleness and read that again. Read that one more time.
Psalms 55 verse 4, my heart is sore pained within me.
Right, so my heart is so pain within me. So who is this talking? Jeremiah. Why did this is David talking. So I stand correct. So this is the book of Psalms. But even though these are the book of the Psalms of David, these songs are actually prophecies too that we can quote as well as. And what David saw, what David was explaining, was the soul, the minds of his own people, along with all these other nations out here. That's what he saw. Go on, brother.
And terrors of death are fallen upon me.
Right, and terrors of death are fallen upon me. And that's what's going to befall in these last days, in this room. Like I said, all of these different club-going jakes that want to hang out on the street corner talking shit, and these bar drinkers, they're in for something for reality, guys. Reality's got some cooking for these folks out here. Okay? And all manner of hell and death is going to fall upon the 2/3 of our own people. Why? Because they don't want to repent back to the Lord. And on top of that, right, they shun the doctrine of the Lord. It's like we had a bunch of hyenas that came up before, a couple, 2 months ago, I believe. And, I just knew they wasn't going to get it, but they came up and tried to get us in trouble when the police came and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Trying to get us in trouble. And right when they came up, man, you could just tell that it was automatically against what we were teaching. So you get these sort of jakes that come up, man, but guess what? That's what's going to happen to them. That's good for their asses, because when the Lord opened mercy up unto them, they shun them. So when the time comes now, they ask for mercy, they're not going to get no mercy. Go on, brother.
Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror have overwhelmed me.
Right, so it says fearfulness and trembleness. That's going to be the state of this environment. That's what Theresa May knows about. That's what all these previous prime ministers know about, and they gunning for this thing to happen. Okay, you have different alphabetical secret intelligent agencies that are getting these men and MK ultralizing their asses, getting them to go inside some train somewhere or any form of public area to bomb up a place somewhere, just so they can lead up to their main agenda. And the main agenda is to be war order and to cause chaos on the street. So then that way, ultimately, all of the rights, because I failed to mention this many of times, right? But the main objective here is to take away the rights of the people. That's the main objective. And if you can keep these cyber attacks going, right, and on top of that, pass certain laws to counterattack the freedoms that we have, then guess what? They'll have the green light to do so. Because if this happened, that happened. Okay. And when 9/11 happened, there was another law that they passed. I forgot the law. It escapes me from time to time. But there was another law that they passed. All right. After 9/11. So every side, there's a law that passes to give them the right or the ability to make sure to be able to watch everybody. Okay. And that's the whole thing. So in due time, they're gonna shut these streets down, which is where we're leading to. Okay, and then everything's gonna start happening from there. Go on, brother.
Back in Jeremiah 30, verse 7.
We are going.
Alas, for that day is great, that none is lacking.
Right.
Even the time of Jacob trouble.
Right, so there's going to be a day and a time that is none like it. And it's going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. Alright, and it's going to be so severe that, like I said before, when we was back over there, you're going to have the police officers turn into the military and they're going to have to clamp down in these streets. Okay, the M5 motorway is going to be clamped down by tanks, closed down. And that's where Theresa May and the people that's backing her, that's where they want things to go. And they want to get the people to believe that some old bugged out Muslims, some old messed up Muslims in the head deciding to conspire and do some foolishness. When it's really just men that were set up to do such a thing. I mean, come on, man. It's 2017, and people still believe in the hype. People still literally would take BBC's word for it. Oh, we found this guy. He did this and he did that. But have you done your own further investigation? That's even a part of the rights of the people. Is to investigate, to look up certain things for yourself. That's a part of your democracy, right? But they're not using their democracy quite well. They're not doing it. They're not doing their own investigation. Okay, there's so much evidence pointing that a lot of these different guys or groups of men like ISIS, which ISIS is nothing but an Israeli, aka intelligent agency formulation group. That's all that is. And they're using this group to cause chaos in the street, to get people ultimately to accept the New World Order system. Because if you can bring about astronomical terror on a large amount of civilians, guess what? That fear will be turned towards. In terms of what I'm saying is that a lot of the people are going to have to succumb under the jurisdiction of the New World Order, and that's what they want. That's exactly what they want, man. You know what I mean? Go on, brother.
Matthew 24.
And I don't cut you too, because they know if they don't do this sort of thing and they establish a New World Order the way they're going to establish it, then guess what? The people are not going to succumb to it. A lot of people are going to disagree with it altogether. So how do you get people to disagree with the totalitarianism? By setting up a major cyber attack to turn the people's fear towards, in terms of having the people seek help for government. And in that way, the people have to accept the New World Order. You see how it is? So it's all strategic planning. Go on, brother, and playing on your psyche. It's all psychological, man, and that's what they're doing. They know everything's psychological. Because if you can manipulate the psyche of a person, you can manipulate their emotions, and you can steer their emotions in a certain way.
From above, question from below.
Right. Like the brother said,
it's called, yeah.
the Hegelian dialectic. Okay, reaction and then the solution. Go on, brother.
Matthew 24, verse 19. So woe unto them that are with child,
Right.
and to them that give suck in those days.
And although that was talking about 2,000 years ago, but we can apply that today, because the sort of damage that's going to occur in this day and age, in this society, in our lifetime right now, it's going to be so severe, and so much so that it's just going to be dire even for children. There's going to be chaos out here, man, and that's what the men of the Lord are prophesying about. That's what we preach about. We prophesy about that. Okay. And guess what? The elite bankers and the prime ministers, they know exactly what we know. And the reason why they know what we know, because half of them know the Bible too. A lot of them don't believe in the Bible, but they use the Bible to enact wickedness. Okay, they'll look at the scripture or prophecy, and they may think in their mind, how do we counterattack that prophecy? How do we then counterattack this prophecy and that prophecy so that we can receive the birthright? Because that's what the Rothschilds want, right? Okay, the Oppenheimers, the higher up bankers and all of that, they want the birthright. That's what they want. So by them setting up this New World Order system, by taking away the rights of the people, they think out of that, they're going to get the birthright. You ain't going to get no birthright. Your birthright is you going to be in slavery, Esau. That's going to be the birthright. Go on, brother.
But pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, No, nor ever shall be.
Right, give me Daniel's 12. So all of the major incidents that happened in the previous empires or kingdoms, it's not gonna compare to what's gonna happen in these times. It's not gonna compare. Go on, brother.
Daniel 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people.
Yeah.
And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Right, so it's going to be a time of trouble since there was a nation in that same time. And we're approaching that time closer and closer and closer. Okay, we're approaching the astronomical collapse that's coming down. And it's going to be so astronomical that it's going to take the people to a state of madness. Which people are already mad already, so madness is just going to be tuned up. Okay? And that's what all of these cyber attacks are all about. All of these staged cyber attacks, people getting killed, children getting killed. It's all going to lead to the big agenda. Or ISIS did this, ISIS did that, or was a group of Muslims that did this or did that. It's all leading to the New World Order agenda. And they're taking up the rights of the people. And when they take away the rights of the people, they can unleash the new bills that they've passed in the years. Just have a nice day, have a nice day. Just have a nice day, have a nice day, have a nice day. I'm not talking to you. I'm not going to talk to you. Go on. You see, and that's just the thing. You know what I mean? People think everything's a joke out here. Certain people think everything's a joke. But when all hell breaks loose and the environment starts to change, it's not going to be no game playing. Go on, brother.
And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
So at that same time, there's going to be a deliverance. There's going to be a deliverance. At that same time, you're going to have the elect, the men of the law, the prophets, that have been out here week in and week out, claiming the word of Yahweh Shah. They're going to be delivered. And those that advocate and subscribe to the prophets, they're going to be delivered too. In that day. While everybody else, man, they're going to be bugging the hell out. They're going to be losing their mind, and even these bugged out, don't know where to find themselves in the truth Negroes. They're going to be messed up as well. Along with these, along with these crazy individuals, man. That's why, like I said again, you got to always make sure who the hell you're talking to, who you're dealing with. Because you got some crazy asses out here, man. Crazy bug outs out here. Go on. These spirits out here, these people out here are highly defiled, man, spiritually and physically as well. That's why in these times, man, you better off just being by yourself. God damn, man. And you can take it from a guy that was once, you know, I was the popular one. You know what I mean? But hey, man, it's so true. You gotta be by yourself in these times, man. You can't be rolling around these people. These people are bunkers. Lost the mind altogether, man. Especially in London, England as well. I mean, come on, man. You're the most bugged out people ever. And you can take it from somebody that goes up and down England. You go down south, the further south you go down, the more bugged out people are. Go on, brother.
Romans 9, verse 6. Not as though the word of the Most High have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel. Israel.
That's right, and that's talking about the Israelites of the Most High. So just because you find out you're an Israelite, that don't mean that you automatically going to be saved. The only way you're going to be saved is if you're of the elect or the Israel of the Most High. And by you being the Israelite of the Most High, you're going to do the things accordingly, and you're going to do the things required. Okay, that's what you're going to do. Like you got certain guys that will be in the faith, but then they'll go to these old dingy demonic clubs with nothing but the foul people in them. You understand? So we're not to really do that, man. We're to really stay in these scriptures and hold on to that. Because I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, the big ball is gonna drop. And this economy is gonna go, people are gonna go haywire. A lot of these people you see walking down the street, enjoying they Saturday evening, they gonna lose their freaking mind, man. They're gonna lose it. So let me see if because I need to read some more. I thought I was done with this. So it says the threat levels has been raised for the time being, meaning a further attack may be imminent. In a live address late on Tuesday, Ms. May said the change in the threat level means that there will be an additional resource and support made available to the police as they work to keep us all safe. So let me read further down. I've already read that already. It says, as a result of the Joint Terrorism Analysis Center decisions, the police have asked for the authorization from the Secret of the State for Defense to deploy a number of armed military personnel in support of their armed officers. This request is a part of a well-established plan known as Operation Temple. And I've done a little bit of research on that, and that's what it means. It means that the police have the authority to have the military behind them to protect them. You understand? So that's what they're doing. They're using Operation Temporary, which is going to give them that right to merge the military along with the police. Okay, but as it states right here, they're saying that they're there to protect the British public, but they're going to do one and better. Okay, they're going to do one and better. All right, and what I mean by them doing one and better, they're going to turn around against the British people, because the British people will vote the hell out when the collapse actually comes, when everything shuts down. So it says, the Secretary of State for Defense has approved of this request, and Operation Temper is now in force. So it's now in force right now. So right about now, you could have militarized police officers walking right before you.
Send me that link, yeah?
Okay. Actually, you sent this to me, brother.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you sent it to me, brother. So
Sometimes I get excited. I read half the link and I gotta send this to the brothers real quick. I get excited.
There's a lot of juicy stuff in it. So, like I was going into last week about talking about the Civil Contingency Act bill. They're gonna unleash that bill, and I have to keep talking about that because that's the main bill that they want to bring about. Because inside that bill, what they could do is they could take away your utilities, all of the resources that the people have, and take their homes as well. And also on top of that, rehouse the people into somewhere else.
I'm gonna be on the run, man. You had in the running, man. Trust me, that is gonna be fun, man.
Have you ever seen that movie? The one they did about London, yeah? It's about zombies. It's called 21 Days.
Yeah.
Like there's two of them.
I saw parts of that.
But the one where they sort of cured the whole thing is they had closed down London and everybody was evacuated out of their homes.
Yeah.
And then there was like, in the borders, they had armed officers. So if they say anybody trying to go either way, they will shoot you down.
They will shoot you. And the reason why they will shoot you because they don't want you to go somewhere else. Once they set you up in that same street, once they situate you in that same order, in that same street, that's what you're going to be. Okay, certain spots are going to be clamped, or certain spots may not be clamped, but they're going to clamp down certain cities. So if you're in Waterloo Station, you're going to be stuck in Waterloo Station. And if you want to get home or whatever, they're going to gun you down. Because that's the hour of martial law, baby. That's what it's going to get down to. And that's what they did in World War II. What they did in World War II, what they done was they mass evacuated the civilians out of there. Because of the bombs, the atomic bombs were dropping as well. So they evacuated a large amount of people into country areas, like Devonshire and all of them areas. Okay, Liverpool areas outside of Liverpool. You know, so the joke, the pain, the gangbang is going to be over, man. All of this crazy madness going out in the streets of London is going to be put to a closure. All right, all of it's going to be put to a closure. Yeah, give me what you got, bro.
And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles,
Right.
and punish the men that are settled on their knees,
Right.
that say in their hearts, Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil.
Right, and that's certain guys that are comfortable, and that's certain men that became comfortable by using this truth. So they're settled on their knees. I'm gonna look up that word knees. I looked it up before. I'll look it up again. Yeah, I thought so. That's what it means. I think that's what it means, but I'm gonna look it up again though. Because I looked it up before. Okay, but I'll just look it up anyway, brother, just in case, you know. So where was you at, Isaiah 20? Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, wine. So they're settled on their wine, meaning that the lies there. The word there is shamar. The outline, but this is the outline biblical usage though. It says these dregs. So where do you get the dregs from? The wine, isn't it? The bitter part of the wine. So that's what it's talking about. It's talking about the dreg part of the wine, meaning the false philosophies. That's why the scriptures also say that they let lies become their as lies are becoming as their refuge, so to speak. So they settled on their lies, their deception. Go and read that again, brother.
And it shall come to pass in that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their knees.
Right, and I will punish the men that are settled in their knees. And that's talking about the IUIC. That's talking about especially the especially and the heads of all of these different false camps. Okay, and all these different guys too that know of the truth, but they didn't really want to take it to the next level. They're going to be searched up. They're going to be searched around as well. And the Lord is going to find every word, and every word is going to be put in effect on that day of judgment. Okay. Because what you're going to find out, man, is 95. I'm being nice. I'm going to even say higher. 99% of our people, or just people in general, don't believe in the Lord. They don't believe in the Most High, man. They only believe in the Most High accordingly on what the world says the Most High is. But when it comes to us showing them who the Most High is, they don't want to believe on it, which is the true way. See? So the Lord is going to search Jerusalem, 2/3 of his own people and the elect, to see what they're really made about. Go on.
It says, that say in their hearts, Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil.
Yeah, you got certain guys saying, "Oh, that nothing's gonna happen. Everything's gonna go as it is right now. It's gonna be peaceful. Everything's gonna be brilliant." But you're sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. Because when you look around and you see what's going on the earth today, you can clearly see that things are not peaceful and things are not still. Okay, we had a 2-week, we had a 3-week time of peace, and then and then another cyber attack. As you were saying, brother, you were saying that everything seems to be calm, and that was going on for 2 weeks straight. 2 weeks later into the state of peace. Now we hear the Manchester incident. So you would think that the Lord ain't moving, or you think that the Lord is not gonna act on his prophecies or come in effect by bringing his son down on the earth, then you were sadly mistaken. You're not watching for the thief to come. Go on.
Therefore their goods shall become a booty.
Right, that's spoil. Because see, people get simple. People think a booty is somebody's backside. The word booty means spoil. Okay? So certain people are going to become a spoil. Right? Read that verse again so I can get that correct.
Therefore their goods shall become a booty.
Right, okay, so now that I stand further more correct. Now, the goods of the people are going to be likened unto spoil, because it tells you under the Civil Contingency Act bill that they can take everything you got under a state of emergency. So that prophecy is going to come in effect. The book of Zephaniah, the 1st chapter. Alright? And you won't be able to do nothing. You won't be able to do a damn thing. Okay, you can't say, no, you don't have the right. You don't have the right to do this, or you don't have the right to do that. They've already passed bills and laws to go against those rights. So when the time comes and they unleash the wrath on you, you can't say anything. Okay? You just gonna have to take the rate, man. You just gonna have to take them, season your objects, and you as well. Go on, brother.
And their houses a desolation.
Right, and their houses are desolation. Go on.
They shall also build houses, will not inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards, will not drink the wine thereof.
Right, and you got a lot of buildings throughout England that are being built. You got new homes. And you know what? Like, you got certain places that they're building up, and people ain't even buying these homes because they can't afford it. So they're really just building for no reason. And then what's going to go down is that when all hell breaks loose, ain't nobody going to be dwelling in these new developed homes and stuff like that. They're going to be dwelling in different homes, in a home that is of a concentration camp. That's going to be the home they're going to be dwelling in. You understand? That's going to be the new home. So all of these old bugged out jakes out here that playing games and these bar triggers, they're going to have a new home, and that new home is going to be an internment camp. Or a receptacle place somewhere. Go on, brother.
2nd Esdras 16 verse 46.
Go on.
For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives.
Right.
For in captivity and famine shall they get children.
Right. And that's talking about the SWAT team or the military knocking into your homes and taking you, your children, and everybody inside that household into a concentration camp. All right, that's why it tells you in the scriptures, it says such as to death is to death, such as for the captivity to captivity. Because you're gonna have certain people out here that's gonna be put to death, or certain people are gonna be put to concentration camps under the state of an emergency. Because Theresa May, what she could do, she could go before Cobra, the cabinet, and talk about bringing in a state of an emergency because of what happened. And in that way, guess what, they can bring about the Civil Contingency Act law into place. Alright? And all of this shenanigans that's going about, all of this tomfoolery, going into the bar every minute and then they get drunk to oblivion, and also the ones about people that want to hang about in these streets, talking shit, can't even communicate right, can't even speak proper English, they're going to be tossed into a camp too. And all of these old corporate buck dancing, suit tie wearing, want to be so-called white men niggas out here, they're going to be in the concentration camp too. And they're going to find out that the same man that they wanted to be like is going to turn against them. You see that? So all of you chicks out there that are not a part of this program, that are not a part of this Bible here, you're gonna get something that's hey, there's something cooking in that kitchen. The Most High got something in that kitchen, man. Cooking, go on. Because I'm not talking about your street, your average street guy, your average street Negro on the corner. I'm talking about these old corporate, step and fetch Holy Ghost too. They're gonna get it as well. They're gonna get it. They're gonna find out the same individual that they try to follow after or try to critique. He's gonna stab you in your back, man. Literally. Go on, bro.
It says,
See, that's the spirit right there, guys. Corporate niggas, man. Tie wearing corporate buck dancing. Step
his head is going to
See, that's the spirit. The spirit revealed it right there. But see, them type of guys, they gonna get it too.
corporate niggas.
You got all type. They all come in different forms and shapes, brother.
That's what happens if you hang around Jesus.
Right.
Fuck the hell up, bro.
And even if when you hang about with different jakes too, you get bugged out. It all goes both ways. But see, when you get your mind reconstructed, it's by dealing with the men of the Lord. That's how you get your mind in order. You got to deal with the right people, man.
If you knew the word of the Lord, man, you bugging out all the time. Lord of the heathen, man.
That's right.
Converted heathen.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. You're a converted heathen. That's right. See, and that's what happens. You convert to a heathenistic way, you lose your mind altogether.